So I made a cutting video the other day and there were so many of you saying that these certain foods aren't available in my country, and I don't want you to make excuses, and I want every single one of you to achieve your fitness goals. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is simply making a cutting diet so all you people who live in India have access to these certain foods, and I'm going to be making a cutting diet that is available for all of you in India, and I want to try and use as much Indian foods, or well, foods which you can have access to in your country. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video, and in the future I might do like a Spanish cutting diet or a Mexican cutting diet. I might just try out like different foods, different diets, so you all have access to them foods. I've done a video like this, but that was a lean bulking video, but this one is going to be a cutting version, and I know it is pretty hard to eat like Indian food and still be on a diet, or still following a diet where you are losing body fat, because I know we Indians absolutely love our butter, we love our fried food. I'm not gonna lie, I like it myself, but you gotta think to yourself, like, are these foods actually gonna help me achieve my fitness goals? But before this video starts, it means so much to me if you would click the like button, follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. So let's begin this video. So on this day I woke up at 8:45 in the morning, and the first thing that I did was I got my cardio out the way. And at the back of my house I have a huge field, and I just did some jogging, and then after I have done my jogging, got it out the way, that's my cardio done, and I can go and lift weights later on. So for breakfast I had 4 eggs, and I had them scrambled, and with it I had some spinach, and also I had some beans. It was like a mixture of different types of beans. So that is what I had in the morning for my breakfast. So it's been about 1.5 hours since I have had my breakfast, and now I'm getting pretty hungry. So what I'm going to be having is, I'm going to be snacking on these. This is like some lentil snack. As you can see, it says dal. So this is good, and per serving it has 160 calories in. Carbohydrates it has is 16, and protein is 7. So this is a really good snack to have, and I'm sure if you are living in India you will have access to this. Like, if I have access to this living here in England, I'm sure you must have access to this. And make sure, before you judge food as healthy food and non-healthy foods, simply look at the back of the packet, and from there you can see, is this something that you want to have in your diet, or is it something that you don't want to have in your diet? There are so many healthy foods which actually are not good for you, so make sure you read the back and say, okay, this is good and this probably isn't good. And make sure you also go shopping for your food on a full stomach, and you don't go on an empty stomach and literally hungry, because you are just gonna end up buying the foods that you crave. You're just gonna think to yourself, oh my god, I am just so hungry, like I want a chocolate bar right now. And that is probably what's gonna happen. You're gonna walk out with biscuits, cakes, and literally foods which are not going to help you on this shred. So this is a good snack to have, and I'm just going to be snacking on this while I edit and get back to emails, and I shall see you all when I have my pre-workout meal. So what I'm going to be having pre-workout is, I'm going to be first having some tomatoes, and with it I'm going to be having some chicken, and the chicken I simply just put the whole chicken in the oven, and I just ripped the breast. So that's our chicken and tomatoes done. Now you're all thinking like, where's like the Indian part to it? Well, what I'm going to be doing is, I don't know who else does this, but I'm going to be putting some lentils on top, or in other words, I'm going to be putting some dal on top, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And lentils is high in protein, it has some carbs in, and obviously you all have access to this if you are following an Indian cutting diet. Lentils is good for you, so when your mum gives you some dal, some lentils, make sure you have it, because high in protein and it has just a little bit of carbs in as well. So I'm gonna put that on top and it's gonna make the chicken taste so good. Now, as this is my pre-workout meal, I will have some carbohydrates in. So our protein source is done. Now, what I'm going to be having for my carbs is I'm going to be having some oats. So here are my oats. And with it, I'm going to be having just a little bit of milk. Don't worry, I know some of you thinking like, milk isn't good for you. Like, why is he having milk? Don't worry, a little bit of milk is absolutely fine. So I'm going to be putting in just a little bit of milk and it makes my oats taste really good. And you can have a little bit of flavor in your oats. For example, you can put like some fruits in you want, but this is already flavored. The oats, they are golden syrup flavor, and if you don't have access to this in your country, simply get some raw oats, put a little bit of milk in and put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds to a minute, and that's it, job done. Okay guys, so pre-workout I'm going to be having one banana. Now I ate around about 1 hour ago, and just before I go to the gym and train back, I'm going to have one banana. And now this has about 20 grams of carbs in and around 100 calories. So it's a good like pre-workout snack, and also it's very cheap. Like, you can buy so many bananas for like literally nothing, and bananas are a really good option to have. I will save my carbohydrates for before and after a workout. As you saw in the morning, I didn't really have carbohydrates. That's why later on in the day I can afford to have more carbohydrates. I know some people have a cutting diet and they will have loads and loads of carbs. Simply, I cannot do that. Some people can, but if you are someone like myself, try and save your carbohydrates for before and after a workout. That's the time when you need carbohydrates. So they are my tips that I tend to use when I am cutting. Remember, save your carbohydrates. So I'm going to have this banana and then I'm going to go to the gym and train back. So I've just come back from the gym, and now what I'm going to be having is I'm going to be having 1 scoop of whey protein, and for my post-workout meal what I'm going to be having is I'm going to be having some hot and spicy chicken wings, and with it I'm going to be having some potato salad. I'm also going to be having some sag with my chicken, and this is like a good post-workout meal to have, and after it I'm going to be having 1 orange as well. So that's a pretty solid post-workout meal that you all can have. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you my last meal of the day. Because I had my post-workout meal quite late, I'm not going to have a big meal. Now, a lot of you said to me that you don't have access to Greek yogurt and it's very hard for you to get Greek yogurt. So what I want you to do is simply use plain yogurt, and here I have plain yogurt, if you can see, and with it I'm going to be putting in 1 scoop of whey protein. And you're all thinking like, you have to have whey protein only with water or milk. Now that is not true. You can have whey protein with anything. One of my favorite things to do before I go to sleep is have some yogurt with a scoop of whey protein, and it's such a good like dessert to have before you go to sleep. Instead of you having ice cream, which is high in calories, high in fat and carbs, you can have some yogurt, 1 scoop of whey protein, and it's such a good snack to have. And that's the last meal I'm going to be having to finish off this Indian cutting diet. So I've definitely realized that it's a lot easier to get carbohydrates from Indian food, and if you are cutting and you want to follow a diet which is fairly low in carbs, you really got to watch out the foods you are consuming, and before you know it you'll look at your MyFitnessPal or something that you're tracking your calories in and you'll just be like, whoa, like you've had so much carbs. So something that I'll recommend you to do is, if you are following an Indian bodybuilding cutting diet, track your calories so you know what you are putting inside your body. And even I was pretty shocked. I'm like, damn, like I already had like over 200 grams of carbs. So that's something that I'll definitely recommend you all to do. So if you want to see more videos like this where I try out different foods, I don't know, maybe next time I'll do Mexican or Spanish, I don't know. So if you want to see, just let me know and I will happily do it. So if you like this video, make make sure to leave that thumbs up. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, and I shall see you all in the next video. Peace.